Good afternoon, this is Garry Jones, and I have a story to tell. I'm in Tallahassee Community Hospital, which now is Capital Region Hospital. After being seen over there a couple of times with urinary tract infection, going back to my primary care physician, I was told I would recommend to come to Southeastern urologist. So when I came over here, I seen it was Dr. Bradford. I'm not ashamed to say that. It was Dr. Bradford that treated me. They were trying to figure out what was going on, why I kept getting urinary tract infections. So, you know, they were checking my kidneys, they did all of that. And this one particular doctor, Dr. Bradford, asked me whether I'd been promiscuous out in the street, and I told him no. He said, well, you keep on catching these urinary tract infections, you're young, and we usually see a lot of urinary tract infection in older men, about 65, 70 years old. I said, well, needless to say, I'm having them, and so I need to try to figure out where it's coming from. And so we go back and forth doing different tests. And every time I get sick, you know, I have to come over here. If it's on the weekend, then I have to go to the hospital to get checked out. But anyway, you know, this is where everything really went down. This is where I really challenged my doctor. And like I said earlier, Patient versus Doctor, the book I wrote, came from this particular place right here. Very disappointed. I felt like, you know, coming to a specialist, you know, they were gonna get to the root of my problem and try to figure out, you know, why was I continuing to catch the urinary tract infection. And so they kept on putting me on medication, and then 4 months later I get another urinary tract infection. As a matter of fact, I was getting another urinary tract infection while I was on the medication. And then I come back and they put me on other medication, and then they keep asking me questions, how you been promiscuous and stuff like that. And so that's why I was kind of disappointed, because see, they didn't know exactly what was going on, so I felt like they were putting the blame back on me. The only thing they had to say was, I don't know what's going on. I said, I tell you what, recommend me to another specialist. So he did, and so I went to another specialist. He agreed with Dr. Bradford, well, you know, you need to continue to take antibiotics and do what Dr. Bradford said. And you might need to think about taking antibiotics for the rest of your life. Take a pill a night, you know, and that'll, like, you know, keep the urinary tract infection from coming back. I want to know, why was I getting urinary tract infection? And he was saying, I think you have prostatitis. If you don't know what prostatitis is, it's the inflammation of the prostate. You know, they check my prostate, you know, it's swollen. So they continue to put you on antibiotics, take pain medication, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, for 5 years, you know, I felt like I was violated, but I didn't get any type of relief. So one day the doctor said, I think we're through with you, you know. As a matter of fact, no further studies noted. I said, what that means? He said, we don't need to see you anymore. I said, what the hell, you don't need to see me anymore? He said, well, you just gonna continue to have a urinary tract infection, ain't nothing we can do. Seen by a third specialist. That's when I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And I went to Atlanta urologist. It's located over at Midtown. The Emory doctor didn't see me. My doctor's office was in the Emory building. I'm gonna make that clear. And I think the reason why I wasn't taken seriously, because it was my physique. I was a bodybuilder. I was a young guy. And what they were seeing in me is what they seen in 75 and 80-year-old people. And they didn't understand what was going on. Why was I catching urinary tract infections? So they came to a conclusion, I must be out here being promiscuous. And so that's why I was so disappointed. Instead of them saying, you know, they don't know, as a matter of fact, I requested a second opinion. And that's when the doctor got mad about why you want a second opinion. I said, hell, I need to know what's going on. And so sometimes, not all doctors, but sometimes doctors, you know, if they don't know what's going on, they'll send to a second opinion. But sometimes the patient need to go get a second opinion their own self. So now one of them diagnosed me a urinary tract infection. One of them diagnosed me, you know, a prostatitis. Now which one is it?